Hello and welcome back to Riverside Farms. As you can see, Mark has arrived and he's brought with him the Grimmer GL32E potato planters that he has at his farm on La Coronea. He's also brought his little Riverside with him, so we've got that and we've got our little MISSYB here. So we're going to get them hooked up to the potato planters and get planting on field 68. Well, it looks like the MISSYB is struggling to pull the potato planter through the ground. I did jokingly hook it up to the fence, but the tractor is actually wider than the potato planter, so we'd then be travelling back over our potatoes that we've just planted with the fence, and I think we'd stand to lose more crop doing it that way. So we're going to persevere with the little MISSYB and just see how best it can do. We've got the Riverside and that's pulling along quite well. Well, hello again. I am just out on field 68. We have completed planting, amazingly, and I'm just out putting a preemptive herbicide treatment on the field. So hopefully putting this on straight after sowing will mean that we won't have issues with weeds coming up through the crop and needing to be sprayed off again, and that is my hope. You might have noticed this sprayer is new. It is a Kverneland sprayer, so we have traded in a lot of the money we had for some new gear, and one of the things was to upgrade the sprayer. The other thing we've done is we've upgraded the MISSYB. So this is the Sammy. The exact model will probably appear right now, and it's a fair bit more powerful than the MISSYB, which will mean things like it can pull the little potato planter. Yes, I know it's a bit late now, but it just gives us a few more options. It's also got a front 3-point link, so we can do things like putting a weight on it, which means that it can carry the heavier sprayer on the back, because this sprayer's obviously got a much bigger tank. So rather than having to get halfway across the field and then fill the tank up with herbicide or fertilizer again, we can now do this entire field in one trip. So it's little things like that, just kind of making small improvements to the equipment is what's going to help us in the long run really streamline the process of getting crops in the ground and getting them back out and sold at market for as much money as we can possibly make. I'm going to carry on doing this, and I will see you in a bit. Good morning! As you will have seen from the footage, Mark headed home last night. So he has gone, he's taken the Ridger track and the potato planters back with him to La Coronea. Hopefully we will see him again sometime soon. I have got up very early and I've jumped into our John Deere crop harvester because our soybeans are ready to be harvested. So I'm just going to get on with that, get these soybeans harvested. I would have thought we'd have fitted this whole field into the harvester. The soybeans don't yield particularly well, but they do tend to pay out quite nicely. So we'll see how much we get from them. I will catch up with you in a while. Hello again. I'm all finished on soybeans, so I'm just bringing them up for sale. We actually managed to get 12,000 litres of soybeans from that field, so I'm quite impressed by the yield on that. We must have done really well with the fertilising and all of the other stuff to get this much off that field. So let's just reverse this in here. This tractor definitely pulls the trailer better than the MISSYB. That's a nice little earner from that one little field. So, while I was delivering the soybeans, Isaac came over and got started on the onion harvest. So he is still chugging away with these. I am just running back and forth, unloading him. And as you can see just in the corner there, I've also got the Fendt out with the muck spreader on the back. And we're getting ready to turn some fields around, get some muck spread on the fields, get them cultivated, get them ready for crops to go back in. All of the onions are going into our silo here, and as I did with the carrots, I've booked a lorry from one of the selling areas and they're going to come and pick them up for us and do the delivery. Right, I am about to get going on spreading this field with some compost. Now, this compost is fairly unique to the local area that we're in. Not everywhere will let you spread compost. It's something in the land deeds or something like that. But yes, so I thought I'd give some compost a go. We have bought this from the biogas plant actually. We're quite regularly supplying them with some of our manure, and I said, well look, we've got some compost, rather than us paying you for the manure, would you like some compost in exchange? So yes, we've taken this. It's a byproduct to them for the processes and what have you that they do. So we get effectively free fertiliser for some of our manure, which was pretty much free to us anyway. So yeah, really happy with this deal. Everybody's happy all round, and we get to put something new down, which it's a really interesting look going down, isn't it? It's not like the manure, it looks very different. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with this, and once I've done all of our fields with this, I will probably get the cultivator out and cultivate it in. So I'm on our field that had soybeans in it now with the cultivator. As you can see, this had manure spread on it, on the stubble from the soybeans, so it's a very different look to the field that we've just spread with compost. I'm going to chug away and cultivate this in now, so that it's nice and ready for whatever crop we decide to put in next. Well, it seems like only 10 minutes ago that we planted these potatoes, but they are now ready to harvest. So, as you can see, I've got the nice golden potato harvesting header on the front of our Holmer, and we're just going to get going on getting these potatoes up. So I'm probably going to run a few headlands back and forth at this end, and then we will get the machine going. I'm sure Isaac will come down and join me at some point. Isaac's really been spending a lot of time helping out on the farm. We have been paying him, obviously, but for what was meant to be a little bit of casual work, he's almost a full-time part of the team now, which is absolutely great, because it means when I need to shoot off back to Chellington, there is someone around who is able to help out and do a little bit of work for us. It's great. Right, I'm going to carry on running these headlands, and I will catch up with you in a little while. Well, as you might have guessed from the footage, Isaac has arrived and has jumped in the root crop harvester. So it leaves me free to run back and forth with the fence. Now, I'm not going to run the potatoes into our silo, because rather than doing one big delivery, we're going to deliver these as they come off the field, because it will allow a bit more processing time. Now, as you know, as I've explained, the biogas plant have been struggling for biomass in order to ferment and use to create energy. So we've been dropping our manure, our organic byproduct, off every morning, just in a little dose, just to help them meet their demand. But that's only just helping them tick over. So what we've decided to do with our potato crop, rather than taking them to a retailer and selling them and they end up at your local Tesco, for example, we're going to bring our potatoes here, and they're paying us a very good price to do that, just to help out the biogas plants so that they can get their biogas production up, get their energy production up, help provide energy and what have you to countless homes in the area. And so we're getting paid quite handsomely for that. They're getting our potatoes, but they won't be able to process them all if they come in one massive lump from a delivery lorry. But they can process them a lot better if we deliver them in chunks of 30,000. So that's what we're going to do. Right, well, as you've seen, I've been making my deliveries to the biogas plant. I've just come back from a delivery and I'm just picking up little bits of work that I'm doing in between going and emptying Isaac's harvester. So I'm just getting all of these fields on the farm ready again for planting. So they're having spreads of manure or compost being cultivated, and then another spread of a fertilizer. So I've just done the manure on this one, so I'm just going to grab the cultivator and we'll get that cultivated in. Meanwhile, I'll wait for Isaac to get on the phone and say he's ready to be emptied again. Right, well, we're all done on the potato harvest, so I'm just driving the Holmer back because it's a close the roads job and etc, etc, so I'm driving it back. Isaac has done the final potato run to the biogas plant and is in the Fent. So we're going to park this up here and we'll probably have this potato header collected, just because it's been a busy day. So I think next thing to do is probably get some rest. I will see you at midnight for the biogas payout. Good evening, or should I say good night, maybe good morning to you. It is very late and we are just waiting for our payment from the biogas plant to pop in. There we go, 230,000. Not bad for some potatoes, eh? See you in the morning properly. Well, good morning to you. As you can see, I've got our internet banking up, and we are using a large chunk of that biogas money to pay off the remainder, or some of the remaining loan. So we'll stop there, I think. We've got 100,000 left on the loan. That's not insurmountable. We've got 78, nearly 79,000 in the bank account. That's not a bad place to be, I don't think. Well, I was having a chat with Mark before he left yesterday, and I think that potato harvest has put this farm in a really good place. Only 100,000 of debt remaining, with 78, nearly 79,000 left in the bank account. And so I think it is time for me to return to Chellington. Susie has been on the phone saying the harvest over there isn't going as well as we'd hoped. It's very rainy, so she hasn't been able to get a lot done. So I'm going to head over there, help out as much as I can, and Mark and I are going to leave Riverside in the very capable hands of Isaac. We're going to get him to farm manage, which is very exciting for him. He's been taking on more and more of a role here, and I think he's really going to love stepping up to manage this farm. So I will be heading back to Chellington, and hopefully you will join me there. But for now, it is goodbye from Riverside. Thank you very much for watching. Please jump on the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, share this video with your friends, and most importantly of all, have a great day.